Hi, I'm John Hope Bryant. I'm the founder, chairman, and chief executive officer of Operation Hope. I'm also the author of Love Leadership, the New Way to Lead in a Fear-Based World. I'm here to talk to you today about the magic of something we created at Operation Hope called the Operation Hope Financial Literacy Empowerment Centers, or more commonly known as Hope Centers. The first one was created in South Central Los Angeles in response to the Rodney King riots there in 1992, April 29th, 1992. Operation Hope was founded actually on May 5th of 1992 with a banker's bus tour through South Central Los Angeles. The Hope Centers are really a combination of a bank branch and a Kinko's for economic empowerment, one-stop shopping for changing your life. When you walk into a Hope Center, and it's really magical, there's a sign on the wall that says no loans denied. I really believe that our communities, the inner cities, the underserved communities, suffer from a lack of dignity, a lack of offered respect, that people are often treated like transactions and not valued as relationships, that the community is viewed at most with charity or handouts, not with the spirit of a hand up or empowerment or, God forbid, an emerging market. I believe there's a lot of shame and embarrassment in the lives of people, in the hearts of people, which is why half those in foreclosure today don't pick up the phone and call their lender. That's right, half of those in foreclosure never call their lender. So there's something magical we do at the Hope Centers. When you walk into a Hope Center, whether it's the one in South Central Los Angeles or the Hope Center in Maywood, California, serving a Latino community, or the Hope Center in Oakland, California, or the Hope Center, the virtual Hope Center in Poway, California, or our Hope Center in Anacostia, Washington, D.C., our Hope Center in Harlem, New York, our new Hope Center, our flagship that will be built at Ebenezer Church in the King Complex next to the Dr. King's Church. This is our newest and most amazing achievement to be. But at every Hope Center, there's a sign on the wall that says no loans denied. That's right, no loans denied. We approve everyone day one, subject to the resolution of their primary denial factors. I'll repeat, you're approved day one, subject to the resolution of your primary denial factors. It's sort of like a doctor who figures out what's wrong with you and provides a prescription for your recovery. And then we work on that recovery over a period of time, typically 8 months to 36 months, to provide a full recovery for you in your economic state. The first thing we do is we pull your credit report with your authorization. Now, if you're Latino, you tend to have no credit. If you're Black, you tend to have bad credit. These are generalities, but they tend to stick. And so taking a brother translation, a Black person, as an example here, we pull his credit report. We all have a nice laugh because it's toe up from the flow up. That's not laughing at him, it's laughing with him. It's designed to say that you can make a mistake and not be a mistake, that there is no indignity in having problems. There's only a problem in doing nothing about them, that life is 10% what life does to you and 90% how you choose to respond to it. So we all have a nice laugh, get that out of the way, explain that everybody's got problems. We then provide a prescription, credit counseling, case management, we dollar for dollar matching grants. So we open a savings account for you. People are not incentivized to save. So we will match you $1 thanks to our partners, E-Trade Financial, JP Morgan Chase, and a range of other partners. We will provide matching grants. That's right. For every dollar you put up in a savings account for a new home, we'll match you dollar for dollar up to $5,000. Now, as long as you buy a home, you can't go to Las Vegas and gamble it or go shopping. But as long as you buy a home in an underserved community, it's either an underserved borrower or an underserved community, that money is yours to keep. You've got to keep that home. You can't flip it. But we do provide an incentive for you to become a homeowner. And then we do what's called thick file underwriting. Copies of utility bills, copies of rent statements, copies of phone bills, other forms of showing that you're creditworthy. If you pay your auto insurance over time, in all likelihood, that's a form of credit. In other words, the insurance company oftentimes sells that paper to the secondary market because they want their money now. you're paying monthly or bi-monthly premiums to the insurance company, installment payments, which include a finance charge. You're paying a form of credit. You pay a phone bill over time. You're paying a form of credit. You pay rent as a form of credit. So to offset your toe-up credit report or your non-existent one, we will offset that with thick file underwriting to prove that you are credit worthy. And then over time, we work on all of the primary denial factors, and we have been known for between 18 months and 36 months to raise your credit score 100 points. That's right. It was 175 points, and now it's over 100 points. So if you walk in at 570, which is a predatory credit score, you can walk out at 670, which is dignity walking. You can walk into any bank and get a loan. So over 18 months, 24 months, 36 months, we work with you. And why do you continue to work with it? Because we've given you a promise on day one that if the bank doesn't fund your loan, we will. So what happens at graduation? You go through all this process, you go through all this, you keep your promises, you do your part. We build a savings account, we increase your credit score, we lower your debt ratios, we resolve your primary denial factors, and at the end of the day, we fund your loan. We funded hundreds of new homeowners, created hundreds of millions of dollars in new home ownership in underserved communities in America, and we've never had to write a check. Operation Hope has never had to actually write a check on the promise of funding your loan, because at every time the bank steps in and funds it for us. The bank's not being benevolent. The bank is doing what a bank was chartered to do, to lend money to people they believe will pay it back. We make it easier for the bank to believe that they can get their money paid back. Because by the time we finish with you, you're low-hanging fruit for a bank. You are, in fact, you're the best borrower they've ever seen, because you've got a higher credit score, you've got a down payment, you've got lower debt ratios, you've got your primary denial factors issues resolved, you're financially literate, you're confident, you know you're a good credit risk, you have a down payment if I haven't already mentioned that, and you've got Operation Hope backing you. And now they want to fund your loan. And if you're a minority, hey, a bonus, because then they can actually say legitimately that they are loaning to those who are possibly the least of these God's children. One example of Operation Hope converting check cashing customers into banking customers, and renters into homeowners, and small business dreamers into small business owners, and minimum wage workers into living wage workers, and creating entrepreneurs, moving people up and out of poverty, is Ryan Taylor. Ryan Taylor is a young man who has a company named Drobe, DROBE.com. Ryan Taylor came to me, I think he was in his late 20s, with a dream to be a clothier. No one would hire Ryan to be a designer, so he decided to hire himself. But he was sort of like every other entrepreneur. He wanted to be shot out of a cannon. Ready, fire, aim. Wouldn't listen. Thought that the answer was money. The answer is never money. We'll get to that in another John Bryant presentation. But, you know, this is a free country. When you set yourself on fire, that's your choice. So he thought his answer was $10,000. We gave him a loan for $10,000 from our partner, Union Bank. He went to Las Vegas to a conference on clothiers, which I told him not to do, gave the conference organizers his money, and blew it. Came back and said, okay, now I'll listen. So we had to pay the first loan back, because it's about a hand up. It's not about a handout. It's about love and accountability. Love and empowerment comes with accountability and responsibility. Well, we said we go through entrepreneurship training, go through financial literacy training, go through credit counseling, the same drill that I mentioned is home ownership, but we will guarantee that we will fund your loan. You got to pay the first loan back. So he did all that, kept his promise. We gave him a second loan for $35,000 after he went through training, after he listened, after he got a business plan prepared. And he launched his company, and Ryan Taylor is now doing $800,000 a year in revenue, paying his taxes, raising his children, and has created his own nonprofit called LEAP to help to move the agenda of other young people forward. Doing well and doing good, doing well by doing good. Ryan made the shirt that I'm wearing today. Ryan makes all of my clothes, not because of charity, but because it's just a good shirt. This is an example of Operation Hope walking its talk. It's an example of civil rights, to make free enterprise and capitalism actually work for the poor. Our movement from civil rights to civil rights includes you. Thank you, take care, God bless, and reach Operation Hope at operationhope.org.